Live from Media Row, Super Bowl 59, Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I got a kicker here today I need to talk to. Yep. Look at it. Look at the background. It's beautiful. It's Cameron Dicker. It's a charge. I mean, how do you feel right there?
I mean,
57-yarder right there, right?
57-yarder, yep. Right. That's it feels good when you make those.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to it. Let's have some fun because NFL kickers I love. I had Blake Grupe on just a couple days ago, New Orleans Saints kicker. I always like to get in the mind of a kicker because you are out there alone. What is the process? Like, I'm 37-yarder, 47-yarder, any of them. Like, what's the process?
Yeah, it's all the same. I run on the field, kind of approach it from behind, run out there, run up, and then take your same steps you do every time. Get your spot, take your steps, and when you give the nod, it's go time. You kind of have the same breath, and then nod, and then we'll go in whatever cadence we're going. And just time to rock and roll.
It's unbelievable. Now, also, do you have a kicking coach with the Chargers?
So our assistant special teams coordinator, Chris Gold, we call him Beep.
Yeah.
He is like a wizard. He does all of that for us, and so that's his primary role is like with specialists, but then as well he's been an awesome guy for everybody in our special teams units overall. So he's been such a big help in my kicking game and just helping kind of correct things throughout the season when things come up.
Now, how do you handle this too? Because like being a kicker in the NFL, you're a great athlete already. But some people say like, oh, it's just a kicking position. We don't need them until we need them. Like being in the locker room and that pressure on you because the games come down to you in every aspect. How do you handle that?
I think it's exciting. I mean, it's the reason why you get into this, right? I think the guys who typically do really well and have long careers are guys who view it kind of the same way, where they're pumped. And, I mean, there's a reason why I'm a kicker. I want to do this. This stuff I live for. So those game-winning field goals, it's like the pressure's off me. I'm there to enjoy and just like go do my best.
And I always like to ask this too because you've been around the NFL. You kick in a dome, which you probably have to love. Are there places that you've been around the NFL that you say, boy, I can't get a gauge on this place?
Not crazy. I haven't had anywhere where it's like really surprised me. Our practice facility is honestly like the worst. It's like I hate kicking there, and they know it. Like I'm very open about it with everybody because the wind. We're right by the ocean, and the wind just howls in the same direction the entire time. So I always have a right to left wind kick going one way. So I kick Wednesdays and Thursdays. So Wednesday I kick one direction, right to left wind. Thursdays I kick left to right wind, and I'm just like, this is crazy. Then you get to game day, and you're like, oh, I can actually aim straight.
There you go.
So it's wild.
Now, let me ask you this question, too, because I always love the background, too. We know you went to Texas. We know you're in the NFL now. What happened in high school? Were you always a kicker? Did you play soccer? Was it football?
Soccer's been my primary sport growing up, right? So I've only played soccer pretty much forever, then moved to the United States in 2011.
Where were you before that?
Shanghai, China.
Wow, what?
For 11 years. Family was supply chain management, and then my mom started her travel business out there.
Can you speak in?
Used to be fluent. I've lost a bunch of it. So like it used to be like it was almost it was like my first language, and it's just gone pretty much. It's okay. But I still lie about it on resumes. I mean, of course, claim it. Why wouldn't you? So of course I do it.
Kicker that can talk
and
all those
speak
languages.
Chinese. It's unreal.
I mean, that's an extra look. But you want me to be your agent?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep. Amen.
But then just kind of growing up doing that, and then football. Everybody plays football in Texas, so I was like, I'll play. I was an O lineman. I was like, this sport sucks. I'm not an O lineman. So then went to kicking, and I was like, hey, coach, I'm just going to kick. This is it. And then kicked throughout high school and played soccer the whole way through.
Yeah, being in Los Angeles, obviously a great city there. Harbaugh is your head coach. Give me a little bit of the background in the building there with Harbaugh, because we know he's quirky, but we know he gets the most out of his players.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the best way to explain it is he is your friend's weird dad who's so loving and awesome that everybody loves to be around.
Yeah.
And it brings that energy of just like connecting everybody together and having so much fun.
Yeah.
And so it's the most fun I've ever had playing football this year.
Great.
And like they brought in a great group of guys to like make it the group fun and enjoyable. And he's just the way he loves on you and like loves like Jesus loves is just such a huge thing that makes you want to play for him and go play for everybody else.
That trust and accountability is so big. Now, also being a kicker, you tend to move around at times. And I did see there 2022 with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are in the Super Bowl this year. What was your time like in Philadelphia?
I loved it. I mean, the guys were awesome. Being in Texas, everybody hates the Eagles because the Cowboys.
It's true.
I got to say, I'm the opposite now. I am just big Eagles guy. I think they're an incredible organization and that they've their coaches have been awesome for me, and so it was really cool when I left them and I went to the Chargers and had the game-winning field goal. Like Nick Sirianni texted me, and he texted me and was like, "Hey, congrats on the kick! Like it's really awesome to see you doing well."
That's great.
So like forget that from a head coach is like it's a pretty cool, and it shows what the organization's like.
So rooting interest in the Super Bowl. Can we edge you towards the Eagles? I'm an Eagles fan.
You don't even need to edge me. I'm 100% towards the Eagles. So there's no bone in me that wants to see the Chiefs win. I'm over that. It's awful.
Now, if I ask you this question, Cameron Dicker's lining up in the Super Bowl, 27-27. Would you prefer the 28-yarder or do you want the 48-yarder?
I mean, the 48-yarder is more fun for sure. I mean, you want to have those fun ones. It's always great when you have short kicks, right? Like you're like, thanks, and then you're kind of like the offense stalled out down there, and you're like, I'll take these, thank you. But the big kicks are always fun, and it's always more memorable.
Let me ask you a question, too, because I always wonder this. The look to the sideline, do you tell the coach what I'm good from today? How does that actually go about?
So pregame, we'll kind of go over there after we do all of our kicking, and usually you talk to your special teams coach, and you say, hey, we're going here. So I'll usually tell them, okay, I feel comfortable here. If you want to go end of half, end of game scenario, we'll extend it an extra 5 yards typically, maybe more. And then it's like you throw your body into it and you can make it if everything goes well. But that's more of like, I know if I don't make it from here, that's 100% on me.
Now, does icing the kicker work? Does it work?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know if it's ever worked.
Has it ever worked on you?
I don't know. I don't.
But probably not then, because you probably would have remembered it right off the bat.
I mean, we kind of iced myself this year, so like it worked when we did it to me. I missed the kick because it was like a super weird scenario against the Raiders.
Gotcha.
I was literally sitting on the bench just vibing last game of the year. We punted the ball. There was a flag on the punt. And they took the 15-yard penalty for us where he punted it from.
Gotcha.
So all of a sudden we're in field goal range, and so I'm sitting on the bench, and our coach is yelling, field goal, and I just ran from the bench onto the field, and I was like, what is happening?
3, 2, 1, we're
like,
live at that point.
Who decided this was a good idea? And it was like a 55-yard field goal, and I was like, what are we doing? And so ran out there, missed the kick, and I was just like, I don't even care. Like, that was just wild.
Just forget about it and let it rip there. It's great talking to you, too, because we are in New Orleans. Any promotions that you have or social media you want to give out there?
No, just stick with the kicker on social media. Beautiful. Just trying to hopefully starting a foundation here soon. So working to
the best,
nickname. I know it worked out for me. Yeah, so it worked out. It's been incredible, and it's always fun to play with.
That's Cameron Dicker, Donnie Rightside here on the floor, media row at the Super Bowl. Cameron Dicker, hey man, more kicks straight down the arrow for you.
Let's go. Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, guys.